In this demonstration, I will teach you how to figure out net pay, how to calculate net pay for Troy Cindy. He's single, claims no allowances. He receives a weekly paycheck, and last week he worked a total of 49 hours. His regular hourly rate is $13.50 an hour. He has the mandatory deductions like every other employee. And he's also taking $35 out a week for insurance, and he's saving for a retirement plan, which he's putting 10% of his gross pay into a retirement account. So I'm going to come down here and set up my document. I'm going to set a right tab at 4 inches and another right tab at 5.5. And the first thing we have to calculate for Troy is his regular pay. His regular pay is $13.50 an hour times 40. But he worked 49 hours. Why is it only 40? Because that's the law. The law states anything over 40 hours is considered overtime. We're just calculating his regular pay here. So the most an hourly employee can go a week is 40 hours at a regular rate. So I tab over, and $13.50 times 40 is $540. Now we need to calculate his overtime pay. His overtime pay is the $13.50 times 1.5. That's going to give us his overtime rate. And again, where do we get that? The law states that overtime hours has to be paid time and a half. So $13.50 times 1.5 will give us his overtime rate. He worked 9 hours, so we're going to multiply that overtime rate by 9 hours. And that's going to give us $182.25. And we're going to have to add that in. And going to do an underline here to signify a total. And that's going to give us a gross pay of $722.25. And I'm going to tab that over for safekeeping. That's only half of the problem, though. We now have some deductions that we need to take out. And we know as a employee, there's mandatory deductions. There's at least 3 of them. There's federal income tax that has to be withheld. The state income tax is also taken out. And we can't forget about Social Security and Medicare. First, let's take care of Uncle Sam, the federal income tax. To get that deduction, that's going to come off of a table. And you can get this off the internet, or I will provide it for you. And it's pretty simple. You got to know the gross pay, which is $722.25. And we need to find that number between these two. It's got to be at least but less than. So we come down here. 722 is between 720 and 730. Now this guy has 0 allowances and he's single. So we're using the single chart and 0 allowance. So we'll go in this first column. So again, down here 720 and 730. So that means he has $93 taken out of his paycheck for federal income taxes. So we go back here, tab over, and we know we're subtracting out $93. State income tax for the state of Pennsylvania is a flat rate. It's 3.07% of gross pay. The oven tells us to do multiplication. So 3.07% times $722.25. That math means, or comes out to $22.17 coming out of the paycheck to pay the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Every state does it a little different. Social Security and Medicare, again, is a flat rate. It's 7.65% of gross pay, so times 722.25, and that's going to give us a whopping $55.25. That takes care of all the mandatory deductions for Troy. However, he's elected to take 2 more deductions. These are called voluntary deductions. He doesn't have to take them, but he decides to have some health care insurance, I would suppose, which is good. He has $35 coming out for that. And he has a nice retirement plan where he's trying to save 10% of his gross pay. Again, that's $722.25. That gross pay is very important. You can see we've used it 3 times now in calculations. You got to make sure that the gross pay is right. He could have other deductions. It doesn't have to be insurance, doesn't have to be retirement. These are just 2 that Troy has elected to take. Anyway, easy math here. That comes out to $72.23 when you round up. That's all his deductions. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add up all the deductions. And that will give us, excuse me, total deductions. And I somehow lost my tabs. Here we go. And that total, hopefully you had time to add it up, comes out to $277.65. That's his total deductions, money taken out of his paycheck. And once we subtract that from the gross pay up here, that's going to give us our net pay. That's what we're looking for. And that number comes out to $722.25 minus the $277.65, $444.60 is Troy's net pay. He earned $722.25. However, his take-home pay is $444.60. That is how you calculate net pay.